Hello, I am Stephanie Hutchinson, the plant-powered coach, and joining us today is Kyle from rawkyle.com.
Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much for having me on today.
It is great to have you here, Kyle. Before we get started, I wanted to tell everyone a little bit about you. Kyle is a plant-based social media influencer, a health and mindset coach, a recipe book author, a food photographer who inspires thousands to find true health once and for all by establishing a solid foundation and mindset while incorporating as many delicious plant-based foods as possible into your daily lifestyle. His mission is to help you nourish your body, mind, and spirit every single day to help you get out of your own way and take action on your dream lifestyle. It is such an honor to have you, Kyle. I wanted to start off by asking you to talk a little bit about your journey and what made you transition and what these past few years have looked like for you as a vegan.
Yeah, so when I first started, it was actually about 3 years ago. It was June of 2013. And I basically just started getting interested in health more and wanting to change my lifestyle. And at the time, I really didn't know anything about being vegan. I don't think I even really knew what that was. And I just started incorporating more healthy foods, and I started getting on YouTube a little bit and learning a little bit more. And it kind of snowballed from there. And then I actually learned about being raw vegan, and I got into that. So it's been a huge journey, and I've definitely transitioned, to different ways of eating since then, but that's how it all really started.
That's awesome. I have also been a vegan, not as long, about a year, but it's definitely a really great journey to be on, and I definitely am loving it. So how has changing your diet changed your life as far as some of the benefits that you've noticed?
Yeah, for me, when I first started, I was eating pretty healthy. I mean, it wasn't vegan, but I was still incorporating a lot of vegan foods into my diet. But I was calorie restricting too in the beginning, so it's definitely something to learn from because I wouldn't say I was starving myself, but I could have probably been eating more, and that was a mistake. But as far as the benefits, once I really started eating like a lot of vegan foods, I lost about 35 pounds, and all of a sudden I had the energy where I like wanted to get in the gym and just run outside. And, even still today, I'm running several times a week. So those are some benefits for me. Also, I've always dealt with like acne and not having the clearest of skin. So eating this way and just drinking a lot of water and exercising and, drinking green juice and things like that have all helped me clear my skin. I know that's something that a lot of people out there struggle with as well. And the other thing too is that I personally didn't start eating this way because of, an illness or a disease. I know a lot of people find out about being vegan or raw vegan because they're trying to heal that within their body. So that is a huge benefit. It wasn't something that I benefited from, obviously, since I didn't deal with that. But I just wanted to let anybody know out there who's watching who maybe is struggling with some type of, disease or illness within their body that this is a great way to reduce your risk if if you aren't sick. And if you are sick, you can really change your lifestyle around by eating this way.
Definitely, definitely. What does a typical day look like for you in terms of what you're eating?
So this changes a little bit from time to time because when I first started, I actually got into raw foods. And for anyone out there who doesn't know, that's a little bit more intense, more so than being vegan, I guess, because if you don't know the difference, eating raw vegan is essentially you're not eating any cooked food, you're not eating anything from a can, nothing from a package. You're basically just eating fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds. So it's a lot of smoothies, juices, salads, and I think it's a great lifestyle for, detoxification and really healing your body. And I think it's great in that way, but I don't necessarily think that it's 100% necessary for health. I think you can live a healthy lifestyle eating cooked foods as well. So I do eat cooked foods now. As far as like a typical day, Now I'm still eating a lot of raw foods. For breakfast, it's usually always a smoothie. And then for lunch or dinner, it might differ a little bit. I might have a salad for lunch, or I might have it for dinner. And then whichever one I don't have it for, I might mix in some cooked food in there. And, that might change. I'm a little bit flexible with it. So if I'm traveling a little bit, it might be a day where I eat nothing but cooked food. And I've kind of developed the mindset where I'm okay with that, because I know the next day I'm just going to hop right back on to, what feels good to me and what feels right.
Right, that's definitely a good mindset to have, a fresh start every single day and being able to choose what you really want to do. It's not about sticking to a certain regimen every single day. It's really about what you're feeling and what you're up for.
Exactly. And I think too, once you start eating this way, what makes you feel good. So I know that kind of day where I explained, where it's like a smoothie for breakfast and a salad for lunch and maybe some cooked food for dinner, that feels really good to me. So if I'm having a couple of days where I'm kind of straying away from that a little bit, I'll notice the difference in the way I'm feeling, and I might not be exercising as much if I'm eating a bunch of cooked food. So I'm definitely really intuitive with that feeling, and I know what makes me feel best. So it's really easy to always come back to that simpler, kind of healthier way of eating.
Right. That's so true. I can relate to that. What are some inspirations you have for this lifestyle?
As far as inspirations, when I first started, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos and just really learning so much. This was a whole new lifestyle to me. I really didn't know anything about it before, and I was just so interested, and it made so much sense to me that I just wanted to keep learning more and more, and it kind of snowballed from there. But as far as inspirations now, I've just seen how my life has changed. I'm at a good weight. I run all the time, like I said earlier, and just having that energy and also that peace of mind where that you're really putting really good food into your body and you're just taking care of yourself the best to your ability, I think for me, knowing that I'm really reducing my risk of all of these diseases out there that people are getting is a really good feeling and a really good motivator for me.
Definitely. It feels so good to be putting nourishing foods into your body that are promoting health and longevity. It's definitely something that as time goes on, you really get accustomed to, and you really feel good about what you're eating. And it doesn't feel like you're restricting anything or giving up anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know you have a business and you work with clients who are wanting to pursue this lifestyle. Can you just talk a little bit about what you do in your business and how you help your clients?
Yeah. So for me, the people that I really like to work with are the people that they're not looking for a quick fix, because I truly don't believe in it. I don't believe in people going on a diet for 3 months just to lose weight, and then after that diet, they go back to what they know and they gain it all back. My approach is really helping, digging into that person's lifestyle and figuring out, how can we make this work for them for the long term? So that way, when we're done working together, they have a solid foundation and a good mindset to where, they know what they're supposed to be doing and they just get up and do it. I don't like to work with somebody who, they only have one approach to how to do things and they're looking for a quick fix, because I personally just believe if you want permanent results in your life, that you have to make a permanent change. Otherwise, you're probably just doing a lot of diets and temporary things, and you're probably having a lot of ups and downs in the way that you're living.
Yes, that's such a good motto. Permanent change, you have to change your lifestyle permanently. And it sounds daunting, but when you get into it, it keeps feeling good every day that you want to keep coming back to this lifestyle and you want to keep doing good for your body.
Yeah, you're definitely right too. People are afraid of that word of they have to make a permanent change.
Right.
But when I first started, I kind of mentioned I really didn't know anything about being vegan. I just started eating healthier foods, and then over time, my taste buds changed, and then all of a sudden I was eating these huge salads that I would have never touched before. and it just changes from there, and you realize how you're feeling, and like I said, your taste buds change, and before you know it, it becomes this whole new way of life. Like for me, I never thought would be possible.
Yes, yeah, definitely. You can really surprise yourself. So what are some strategies that you use for your clients who are experiencing difficulty in transitioning? Maybe, I know it's really hard for people to see, like, if you just get to point B, that this will all happen for you, but what are some things you use to get them even started on their journey?
Yeah, when I'm coaching people, or just even through email or getting on the phone when people are struggling, one thing I'm like really big on is figuring out like what their big vision is and what their big why is. So like asking them why they want this. And, a lot of times people just say like, oh, like I want to be healthy, but like I really try to dig deeper than that with them. Like, what is health going to bring you? And usually I find like, I've talked to people who've said like, they feel like their kids and their other family members are out there just like living life, and they're kind of sitting there on the sidelines, not really being active in their family's life. So like that's a big pain point, like that is a big motivator for why someone would want to change their lifestyle. Just saying I want to be healthy, I feel like is a little bit too vague. So I try to really dig a little bit deeper and figure out what their big why is and why they want this. And then, figure out what is the big obstacle that's standing in their way. And then we kind of go from there and get a good plan set up for them.
Right. That if you're on the phone with them and you're talking to them, there's something pulling them towards you.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of figuring out what it is and then working through it with them.
Right.
So what do you enjoy most about this lifestyle?
There's a lot of things, like I mentioned earlier, just the peace of mind of knowing that you're putting good food into your body and that you're not going to get sick as often, and you're going to really reduce your risk of all of this stuff that's out there that so many people are getting. But for me, I think it's a sense of feeling freedom with the way that we're eating. And I know a lot of people think like eating vegan isn't freedom because you can't eat animal products, but to me, like eating this way and eating like a predominantly whole foods diet with limited processed foods, like I'm sure you feel this way too, where you feel like there's no deprivation. Like you can eat until you're full at every meal, and you don't have to worry about like putting it in your phone and counting the calories and like feeling bad about yourself if you go over 1,500 calories. Like, I mean, it's going to differ for everybody, but like I probably average around 2,500 calories a day. And when I was eating totally raw, like sometimes it was over 3,000, and I was still experiencing all of these amazing benefits. So for me, it's really like freedom and being able to eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full. Like, I feel like that's how it should always be for people.
Right. And it's guilt-free. I like to always say that too. Like you don't have to feel bad
Exactly.
at all, really. If you're eating these foods that are really good for your body, there's no guilt. There's no sitting there thinking, why did I eat that? So it's definitely freeing in that way as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What is some advice you have for people who are interested, but they're not ready to fully commit just yet?
For me, I always say like take it piece by piece, and I know people say that all the time, but usually like when I'm talking with somebody, like I just tell them to like swap out their breakfast with a smoothie. Like I know like me and you, like we both drink smoothies every morning, and it's kind of a way to get into a good habit. So you get up and you make your smoothie every morning, and a month later it's kind of becomes second nature to where you start to crave it and you just automatically do it. So starting out doing that, like I said earlier, like after you start doing that for a while, your taste buds are going to start to change. And once that becomes second nature and you've kind of mastered that, then you kind of can move on to, how can I make lunch a little bit healthier or dinner a little bit healthier? And it's just naturally going to shift. It just happens that way.
Yeah, it's all about the baby steps. You don't have to jump right in and completely change everything you're doing right away. It's transitioning. And I think it can seem daunting to people, but if they take it step by step, it really can be easy and be enjoyable for them.
Yeah, Exactly.
I wanted to thank you so much for joining me on this interview, Kyle. And I wanted to say Kyle and I really just recently connected, and I can already say that he has been so encouraging and influential and motivational because I just recently launched my own business and Kyle has his, and he's been such a great friend and business partner and vegan that I can talk to. So it's been really great getting to know you, and I really appreciate you doing this interview with me. Kyle has a free gift for all of you. It is a 7-day green smoothie challenge. You can get that on his website at rawkyle.com, and I am also providing it in the email that I am sending out to everybody. So thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you for having me on again. It was nice talking to you.